on. I find the mob, so interesting. I loved my dinner up at Rayo's with Bo Dietl. Yeah, I'm mixing a lot of things in and throwing a lot of stereotypes out there, but that intrigues me. And I think the mob intrigues people because they don't know anything about it. Same with Rebecca Minkoff and Scientology. I think none of us really know what goes on behind the closed doors. I love my view in LA because besides having a view of the Hollywood sign, I have a view of that iconic Scientology building where the meetings between Kirstie Alley, R.I.P., and John Travolta and Tom Cruise and Miss Cavage. Like I can't even tell you. I love having a view of the Scientology building, really a view of the Hollywood sign. But so I find Rebecca Minkoff one of the two most interesting parts of this just because I do want to hear more about Scientology. And we'll get into that because that's how the show ends. So, which I can't believe we're dealing with already in the second episode. But I find that interesting because we could read all we have to read. We've all watched Leah Remini and we've heard about David Miscavige. But really, yeah, it is something that, but it's the opposite of the mob for me, where I'm like a huge proponent and like love anything mob related. Scientology to me is just freaky. And it's nothing personal against Scientology. I find all sorts of I am not discriminating. I find all organized religion to be very just, it kind of makes me cringe as a person. I think there's a lot of hypocrisy. I think everything in life boils down to money. And yeah, I have a very what's the word, New York City jaded view of organized religion. But Rebecca intrigues me. I would like to know more too. And the other one is not a cast member. So that's not a great sign. I find Raquel's wife, Raquel Chevon, her wife Mel, the biker, we saw her ride the bikes last week. Now we realize that she spends money on the dog therapy and the dog cryotherapy and the dog psychiatrist and the dog this and the dog that, which is very New York, but let's face it, it's also very LA. I find Rebecca's wife, Mel, completely interesting. Way more interesting than Raquel Chevamon. And I don't really know if I'm feeling Raquel as an addition to this group, but I'm totally obsessed with Mel, the wife. She's sitting there, she's petting the dog that looks like it has anorexia, that we have to feed this dog. And yeah, I'm loving her. So Rebecca Minkoff and Mel, Raquel's wife, are my two favorite people on the RHONY show here. So there you go. Not really loving Raquel. We don't know so much about her yet. I still find, for those of you keeping track, I find Jenna to be extremely odd. That is not changing. I still believe that. We're giving Erin tap water, and she's sitting on the couch and she's talking about her mom, and Bryn just doesn't seem to get it. Oh, also, no offense to Renee or Jen Graziano, who we just had on this podcast, or we have some other people coming up from Staten Island. No offense to Staten Island, but I get you, Erin. I get you, girl. When you're born and raised in the city, sorry. I'm not a Staten Island person. So Erin is a city person for all of you keeping track. Bryn made that very clear. Bryn seems to lack the sympathetic feelings in this scene with what Erin is going through. Love to see real life stuff. She's shopping with her mom for wigs after she's going through chemo. Love that. Shocked we saw Jenna's son because I didn't think we were going to see that much of anything to do with Jenna. So that's always a shock. We learn that the big betrayal, did Abe cheat on Erin? What is going on? Is he sold their Bitcoin? So look, I don't fuck with my money. You know how I feel about money. So I do hear this. This has some big implications. It is weird. I get where Erin's coming from because look, I'm as single as fuck and will probably die alone, other than my actual friends and family. Uh, who am I gonna date for the next how many years of my life? Well, there's possibilities. People do come knocking, but this is like, yeah, if you kept a secret and you sold off something, first of all, I would never, ever. At this point, the ship has sailed. I would never have a joint bank account with someone ever. Literally ever. Okay. Although if they had more money than me, I mean, I still wouldn't unless it was like hundreds of millions of dollars. Like I would have a joint bank account with Sutton Stack, or yeah, Sutton. But even if you had more money than me by like a little bit, I don't know, because I wouldn't trust your money and like your ability to make decisions for the rest of your life. So if you want to have a joint bank account that you put me on, let me clarify that. I'm all about it. But if you want me to take what I have over here in my prowesses and mix it with yours, that will never, ever happen. Even, I don't even know, maybe not even Sutton, because I know I like to have things planned out. So I think this is a big deal. If I went to check the fucking bank account and the Bitcoin was gone, I would never be in this situation, but I would freak out too, because what does it stand for? And I'm sure Aaron and Abe are fine, but I don't know. Are they? Again, I'm not shocked about Colin Mauricio, not just because of the rumors throughout the years that he diddles and daddles, but nothing shocks me that much. I would be shocked again if Akira Sedgwick and Kevin Bacon from the Upper West Side, right down the street from me, broke up. And I would be shocked if Ken Todd and Elisa Vanderpump broke up. Period. The end. I am not sure I can think off the top of my head of another celebrity couple that would shock me. Yeah, Blake and Ryan seem so in love, but I mean, Kevin and Kira have been together forever. They profess their love to each other all the time. It's not just for the public media. So that would shock me. And LVP and Ken, they ain't going anywhere at this point. Everything else, I mean, I can't, I'm sure there are others, but nothing would really, there's nothing else on that list. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. It's a big secret to keep. So let's keep an eye on Aaron and Abe. Love you, Aaron, but let's keep an eye on you guys. You guys say you're fine, you're fine. But I feel Erin's authentic. She just says it, she deals with it, and she moves on. So there you go. Lost in the weeds, David. They're going to the Hamptons. It recently someone told me that because I always thought Erin lived in one area of the Hamptons. I haven't looked into this that much. I made up my own backstory. Maybe they said it on the show last season. I mean, they went to like Page, which is on Main Street in Sag Harbor. But I won't even get into where I thought Aaron lived in the Hamptons. You just make up your own backstory based on seeing the house. And they might have said it last season, but someone told me, I literally was just talking about this 2 days ago. Someone told me that she lives in Sag Harbor, which that's where I live. So I was just shocked. Mind you, I mean, when you're out and about in Sag Harbor, yes, you run into the Countess, you're hanging with the Countess. Jill Zarin lives down the street. Candace Bushnell. I was at American Hotel like a week ago where the whole thing with Justin Timberlake went down, walked in, there was Candace, said hello. I don't know. I don't know. I've never seen Erin once in Sag Harbor, which doesn't mean she doesn't live there. I mean, there is parts of Sag Harbor that are, I don't know. I was shocked. I was like, I've never seen Erin in Sag Harbor in my life. Just shocked. That's all. No point to that story either. I've taken the Blade helicopter. Look, here's how it works. There's also a Blade bus, which was new this past season. Here's how it works. Some people drive out to the Hamptons from New York. I don't have a car. I don't want a car. I don't ever want to drive. Period. The end. You can take an Uber back and forth, which depends on the time of the year and a lot of other things, which would possibly be like $400 or something to that effect. But if you're getting into a car, you could also take the train or the jitney,